Not sure why it's just taking us in here yet, but welcome. I'm Lagatare. A little bit different today. I'm heading over to the Snacktown Street Fair. So there's a lot of people here, a lot of vendors and other people that just have some crafts, things like that. So my friend's got a vegan cafe. Some people down that direction. Vegan cafe. Some people down that direction. Today. Definitely not connecting. Definitely not connecting. I don't know if it's the best with the sun. I expect to run into a lot of people that know. Somebody's seen so much by, or I've walked past as I was walking around. But standing in one still in one spot, I'm gonna probably see a lot of people. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for some people to get in here before I start asking people. Hopefully my stuff can get all connected.
You're getting money.
One thing that unites us as humans is power.
See, I can't see this too well. I can maybe shift over into the shade. Cool, there's a bunch of people in here. Thanks for being here, everyone. Introduce myself again. I'm Jake Lagatare. I'm in Hanover, Pennsylvania today, not Gettysburg. It's the Snacktown Street Fair. So there's a bunch of food vendors and other vendors here. A lot of people walking by. So we should be able to have some good conversations. Trying to get everything set up. But I don't know if it's going to be good to play the video here with the sun like this. I'm not going to put that there either. So let's start asking some people, get some conversations going. Whoa, that's cool. Alright, looks like my other phone connected. This is Tessa here, hi. Mark, how you doing? It's hot in the sun. I didn't expect the sun to come out. It was really cloudy all morning. Did you say food? Some good food down that way.
Okay. I went down there.
I got a couple of questions from my live stream. Could I ask you real quick before you go get food?
I don't want to be on video.
Okay, you can stay off video if I could ask you a few questions over here.
Yeah, okay, show me.
Okay, cool.
Okay, go.
All right, let's kind of like stand here. So, how you guys doing?
Good.
How do you guys like animals?
I love animals.
Love animals. So, do you guys have any pets?
Oh, yeah, I have 5.
5 pets? Oh, that's awesome.
I have 1.
Just one?
1.
What's your favorite animal?
Dog.
Dog?
Meow.
All right, cool. So let's see. I'll just ask, do you guys also eat pets or eat animals?
No.
No?
We don't eat pets.
You don't eat your pets, right?
Yeah, we're not vegan.
What about the farm animals, though? You guys eat farm animals?
Yeah.
So do you think that the farm animals feel any different than your pets?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you think they can feel like happiness and sadness?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that when we're eating those animals, we're respecting them?
No.
Right? You guys want to respect all animals, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So it's funny you said vegan. Do you know what a vegan is?
Yeah, they don't eat animal products at all. They don't eat animals, or they don't eat what they like chickens, like eggs. They don't eat that.
Yeah, anything that comes from them. So it's the main part is the diet, really. That's what affects us most. But it even goes past that to like stuff that we wear. So we don't wear any like leather or fur and other products too that like they test on. So if you guys want to respect animals, what's stopping you from being vegan?
It just tastes good.
Yeah, they just taste good. So yeah, it's just something to think about. Like, you know, like an animal had to give a lot for that meal. But if you eat a plant-based meal, then I think that's the best way to respect animals.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to take some resources, I have some resources on my folder there. You can just take a picture of that, and I'll show you some stuff. But there's a really good vegan stand down there. So if you guys want to get some good
I was vegan for quite a bit.
good vegan food over there, yeah. So what's stopping you from being vegan?
She's a type 1 diabetic, and we ran into issues of getting her enough food for blood sugar. So.
Yeah.
And actually,
Yeah,
we're
okay.
both type 1 diabetics. That's not any different.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my cousin is too. Check out Challenge 22 on there because that you can talk to a nutritionist and you know they might be able to help you out with a special diet. So
I took a picture. Thank you.
awesome. Thanks for talking.
Sure, thank you.
See you guys. All right, that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I didn't think that they were gonna all jump in, but yeah, stop harassing kids. Thanks. Now, her mom, their mom was a vegan, she said, but she said that she switched because the one girl's health conditions, but that doesn't explain why she went back to eating animals. I guess they just all did it together. I didn't ask to talk to the kids. I was asking to talk to the mom, but how you doing? You all right? Can I ask you a few questions?
I'm good.
Yeah, I asked the adult, and all the kids were like, "I want to," and she was like, "Okay, talk to them." Can I ask you guys a few questions? I feel like I should have specific questions for kids because it's yeah. I don't want to I don't mind kind of holding more adults more accountable, you know, but I don't want to use the same kind of language to a kid. You know, it's kind of weird. How you guys doing?
Good.
See, they're young and they're by themselves, so I'm not gonna ask them, even though they're old enough to have their own opinions. I probably shouldn't talk to them because there's no adult with them. Hey, Chip. Yeah, it's the Hanover or the Snacktown Street Fair. So Hanover's known for all the snack companies, like Utz, Potato Chip, the big factories here, and a couple other ones like Hanover Foods. They distribute food all over the country. Snyder's and Campbell's. Their headquarters are here too. Can I ask you a few questions? It'd be perfect to have a sign today. How you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions? But I'm not that lucky. I just decided to come out here. Figured I'd rather be out here than not. I had a little bit of time. Yeah, there's a lot of people, but I wasn't sure exactly where to set up. They have a bunch of animals on, like burned into like wood here on the side. How you doing? Can I ask you two questions? And then to my left, there's like a soap stand from a farm. So I think they use a lot of animal products in it. But my friend has a vegan cafe stand down there. So how you doing? Can I ask you a few questions? It's kind of a cloudy day, but when the sun comes out, I'm standing right in the sun. So I don't know. I might move down that street or down that street and find a shady spot. There's nowhere to lay my stuff out. How you doing? Can I ask you guys a few questions? How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a few questions?
Thank you.
Have a good day. How you doing?
Buddy. Okay.
How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a few questions? Should I say something else like, can I ask you a few questions for a thought experiment? Not the best spot to stand either. Maybe I could. How you guys doing? Yeah, YouTube channel. Yeah, some people like being on like a live stream or on somebody's YouTube, and some people it scares them and they run away. I think it's kind of funny, but gotta try that for a little bit. Or I can just start off like, do you like animals? Can I ask you a few questions about animals? I'm gonna try to be here for a couple hours if I can. I didn't put any sunscreen on. I think I should do that. Yeah, that was gonna be my second question. Are you okay being on my YouTube channel? Oh my goodness. What is red on here? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel? Now I look like a ghost probably because I just put a bunch of suntan lotion on. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get a lot of people since there's a lot of people walking around. I don't want to go out too far though. Some people are going to be walking through. How you doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel? How you doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
It's not going to be on YouTube.
You want to stand off to the side?
I don't want to be on YouTube.
Okay. Well, can I just ask you a few questions then? I won't put it on.
I think we're headed to the playground.
All right. Have fun. How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Hey guys. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Sure.
Yeah?
Not if you're going to film me.
No?
Yeah, no.
You can stand off camera if you want. Just animals.
Alright.
Okay.
Would you like a shirt? Sound like that.
Thanks, yeah. She was thinking about it. She wanted to be in the shade. So, I think people might not want to stop here because I'm in the sun. It kind of sucks. How you doing? Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel?
No, I appreciate it.
I passed out a couple of zines before my live stream again. How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it okay if I turn the camera around and film
What's it about?
us?
What's it about? What?
About animals?
Animals?
Yeah, do you like animals?
Yeah.
Cool. Turn it around here. It's just a few minutes. Here you go. You can talk into that mic. So my name's Jake. How you doing today?
Hot.
Yeah, it's hot. You found a good shady spot over here. So how do you feel about animals in general?
I like animals.
Yeah.
5 dogs.
You got 5 dogs?
And
That was the last people had 5 dogs.
Started with 4 rabbits, then we have
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like rabbits too. I had a couple of rabbits.
and ducks.
And ducks? I had a couple of baby ducks too. My dad did when I was younger. So that's awesome. So how do you feel about humans exploiting animals?
Yeah.
We do some pretty bad things to them, don't we?
Yeah. For research and stuff like that.
Yeah, testing and
Yeah.
how do you feel about the farm animals?
Oh, my daughter.
Yeah. What kind of farm?
She grows stuff. She's out there in that heat with the tractor.
Yeah. Does she have animals on her farm or is it just plants?
She has cows.
Cows, yeah. Okay.
Milk baby cows.
She uses them for milk, for dairy. Okay. So do you think that when we're taking things from the animals, like their milk or their meat, Do you think that we can respect them at the same time? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the milk really don't hurt them.
Right, that's what most people think for the dairy cows. Like we're not directly hurting that cow in that step of the process like we are when we're taking meat from them, right? Because we got to take their life for that. But in the standard process of the dairy industry, do you know why they need milk in the first place? Why they produce milk in the first place?
Yeah.
So it's for their babies. So when they have a baby, do you think that the cows decide when they have a baby, or do you think the farmers decide?
I think my daughter puts her to the baby and the mom.
Yeah. Some of the smaller farms, they'll let them, stay with their mother a little bit, but in the bigger industries, they take them away immediately because they need to take all the milk,
Yeah.
So, and then with the males, they don't produce milk, so you know what happens with them? They ship them off for veal normally. So it's pretty sad. Even when you get milk or cheese,
Yeah.
some cows have to die for that. So, do you know what living vegan is? Have you ever heard of that before? Living vegan? So it's kind of like vegetarians where they don't eat meat, right? But it's more than just a diet. Vegan is when you respect animals and you reject the exploitation of the animals. So it's like you said in the beginning, testing. So if you live vegan, you try not to buy any products that were tested on animals. But then it expands to the diet too. So we don't eat any meat or anything that we take from an animal. So
I think I really use chicken.
Chicken, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's stopping you from just giving chicken up and finding an alternative, and then respecting the animals completely? You don't know? Yeah. You just never really thought of it before? All right, well, if chicken's the only thing that it is, then it's just kind of one thing that find a good alternative. I can give you some resources that you can look into, and you can try to find something to switch chicken out, and then you know what the number one benefit is from being a vegan?
I don't know. I eat fish once in a while too.
Yeah, fish. That's another one that it's not too hard to find alternatives for, and if you eat fish for the omega-3s and the good fats and stuff, you can get a good supplement that's vegan. I take one that they make from algae, so it's the same stuff that the fish eats, but instead of killing the fish, you just get the algae, and it's got all the same benefits from eating the fish. So there's good alternatives out there. So I'll share my resource with you if you want. You can take a picture of it. So this is my YouTube channel. You can watch back our interview, and if you want to take a picture of these links here, you can look them up online and look up Challenge 22. They'll send you stuff every single day to help you live vegan.
Yeah. Jake, how you say your last name?
Lagatare. Yep. You want to take a picture of it?
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, thanks for talking to me. You want a water? You're welcome. All right.
Sure.
How you doing, sir?
Hi.
Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
What's that?
Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel? It's just about animals.
We have 2 cats.
Do you have 2 cats?
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you want to be in my video?
No, that's not.
No.
It's okay.
Can I ask you a few questions? You can stand off camera over there.
Yeah, it's okay.
No? Okay. Yeah, it's a good shady spot right there. Good shady spot right there. Up against the fence. How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a few questions? It's about animals. Are you being on my YouTube channel?
Oh, you don't have me.
No? Do you eat animals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love you.
What?
We love you.
Yeah, you love animals? Yeah, me too. Would you eat animals? No, I said eat. Do you eat animals? Like cows and pigs and chickens? Yeah. Do you think when we're eating those animals that we can respect them? We're respecting them when we're eating them?
We've been around London from a big family. That's what we had. Meat, chickens, all that. I guess they're for us to eat.
You said God put them here for us?
He made the rules.
Do you think that just because they're here for us, we should use them for whatever we want? Yeah, I mean we use them for whatever we want. I mean, really, in all these different industries, they just get exemptions to do whatever they want to do to them. So, yeah, I think the best way to respect animals is just to leave them off your plate, because that's how we affect. Those industries affect us, and we can affect them every time we're eating. If we're choosing an animal product, we're telling them that we want them to kill more animals for us, So I think if we just stop eating animal products, then we'd be respecting the animals the best way. How do you think Jesus would slaughter an animal? What do you think he would do in that situation? If we had alternatives and we could just eat plants instead?
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, it was nice talking to you. He did not answer that at all. He didn't want to be in the video, so I didn't want to give him the mic. But he just kind of repeated what he was saying. So I think a lot of the links don't work for some people because they're US links. The Drive links should work, so I don't know why they're not working, but how you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Hello, are you selling pictures?
No, I'm not. I'm live streaming on YouTube and just doing kind of a thought experiment. So would I be able to ask you guys a few questions?
Yeah.
All right, great. Here's a mic. You guys can hold that and talk into it.
This is our star.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I'm Jake. Nice to meet you guys.
Hello, Jake.
So my first question is just how do you feel about animals?
I like them. They're really cool.
Yeah.
I just don't like them. They're not trained yet.
Great, yeah. Do you guys have any pets?
I don't have one.
We all have pets.
I really want a cat because I love cats.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a cat guy too.
I have a dog.
Yeah. So I used to have a cat, now I have a dog, but I think I'm more of a cat guy.
We had a cat incident yesterday, and
Oh, yeah?
it was coming around where the kids were at summer camp. It was a kitten, but we found out it was mangled, and it had a hole you could see through.
Oh no.
Into its skin, the flies were below.
Yeah.
We put it in a box on top of a sheet, and no one around actually would take this cat. Because
Wow.
Someone's pet. So we couldn't get it euthanized and take it somewhere. And we tried Gettysburg, Westminster, and Game Warden.
Yeah.
Could not get anyone to come
Wow.
to this cat. So he's in the box now, but last night I saw he wiggled his way under the blanket, and so the flies were kind of on top of him. So
Right,
I
right.
think he got found a safe spot to kind of die in. So we're going to go check him this afternoon.
That's sad.
But that was unfortunate that no one would pick him up.
Yeah.
Like, I have a dog.
Yeah. So that's really sad. You don't think there's any way to save the cat? It's just like,
So I would have to perform my own medical treatment if I
yeah,
were to do it, and I'm not sure what would be appropriate. I think of something like some water, maybe hydroxide on the wound, but it looks very, very
yeah.
Do
Okay.
you have any suggestions?
I can reach out to some people, yeah, and see if I can find some help. Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to go check on it and see if he would need to put he wants to provide
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what are you doing here today?
So I'm just talking about just animals in general, about animal rights. So do you think what do you think about farm animals?
I think we just watched a movie in the theater, Garfield. Have you ever seen this movie?
Yeah, like the new one?
I guess it's newer.
Yeah. I've seen the older one.
It portrays the milk industry as like people, the way they're painted black and red with their logo, and the milk is transferred in this like pool. It's like it's like very demonic, like, and which I just don't agree with, because we have so many people in the world. It's overpopulated.
Yeah.
And these industries exist, in like a fast kind of way.
Yeah. Do you think even if we give them a good life, if we're still taking things from the animals, do you think it's still respectful?
Are you a vegetarian or vegan?
Yeah. So like, what's your definition of a vegan?
So vegan would be not eating any kind of animal product?
Yeah.
Is that your definition?
Yeah. So it includes a diet. But the definition of vegan is the stance against animal exploitation. So it includes not eating any animal products, but not using them either, for clothing or for other products too. So if you want to respect all animals, what would stop you guys from being vegan?
What would stop me from being vegan? I guess it would be more of like, I guess the conditioning is the main one, getting out of something that you grew up with.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that would stop
Yeah.
everyone. I have been vegan for a little while. I was vegetarian.
Yeah.
But I do understand our body wasn't meant to eat, but it's grown into adaptability. So.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Most people say say like the opposite. They'd be like, our body shouldn't eat plants, and like we have to eat animals and stuff. So like,
most of our digestive system, like our bowel movements, are so irregular because of the fact that we were vegetarian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you already know a lot of the health stuff, right? So if you ever put yourself in the perspective of the animal, how fast would you want things to stop? How fast would you want people to change?
I guess in the perspective of the animal, it would be immediately.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too.
Opening the cages and letting them be lawnmowers and such as they kind of
Yeah, right?
supposed to do.
Yeah, just leaving them alone. I think that's the best way to respect them. Leaving them off the plate. Every time you choose that animal product, you're telling those industries you want an animal in line at the slaughterhouse.
Sure, it's like a cleaner spirit, like when you do not use it.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't know where it comes from. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, do you believe in God? My question to you.
Sure. Personally, no, I don't. One of the guys I watch, he says his God's in the shape of a chicken. I think that's, it doesn't. I don't think it really matters too much about what religion you follow. I think they all kind of preach peace And I think that if you want to respect an animal and you want to be, peaceful, promote peace, whichever religion that you follow, I think you can easily be vegan and be, whatever you want. So
Absolutely. So there's plenty of ways to get protein and your supplements there.
Yeah.
I took some kids into the woods at summer camp last year, and I was teaching them about berries. And a kid said, "My parent said we should never eat any berries from the woods because they're all poisonous."
Oh,
and
wow.
I had to correct that, and that's kind of like what is being taught with the concrete and nature kind of been eliminated.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. So you seem you're really smart, open-minded person. Can I give you a little bit more information that could help you maybe make the final step?
Absolutely. Should I say anything else like end this video?
No, that's great. I mean, it sounds like you might live vegan from now on. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah, that's why I'm out here. So that's awesome.
Did you say you had friends in the area?
Yeah, like what do you mean?
You said if someone could maybe help you with this.
About the cat, yes, I can reach out to them. I'll do that right now. But you can just take a picture of this, and I can give you some more information inside too. But this has most of the best information right there.
And speciesism. So what's that mean?
Speciesism. So it's how we treat the animals differently just based on their species, because that's just a category that we created. There's nothing really that's different between the animals that justifies the way we treat them.
Oh, kind of like people are equal. I'm terribly afraid of snakes.
I think that all animals should have the base right to live their life. That's what's most important to them, just like that's what's most important to us is our life, right?
I don't let the kids see spiders. Whenever there's like a bug in the room, they're like, "Miss Sandy, there's a spider," and they know I'll get it out.
Yes.
Here's my card. If you do, my number's on it.
Perfect.
I'm in Littlestown though.
Okay.
So, like I said, I'm going to go check on it. I learned that the cat put itself under the blanket and it wanted to get out, it could, and that was one thing that was concerning me because he did put himself under there.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do except my own administration of medicine, which would be to try to clean the wound. But like I said, you could see inside of it. And the counselor got scratched. She's going to get a rabies shot just to be safe and stuff, and it turned into a mess.
Yeah. All right. I will reach out to you and reach out to my friends, and I'll see what we can do.
I will take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
It's nice meeting you.
All right. You as well. Take care.
All right. Now I gotta save this cat. Yeah, she was holding the mic really low. Could you guys hear me okay? She was kind of a quiet talker. She said she found a stray cat that has a hole in it. Like it got into a fight or something like that. And it's, she didn't think it was doing very well. She thought it was gonna die. So she said she's going to check on it. So I have to send somebody a message. I'm just gonna do that real quick. I don't know what it's gonna do to the live stream, but I'll try to be right back. Okay. Didn't end my stream, so I gotta send somebody a message. So I'll be back again. Sorry. Okay. I'm back. So my woman owns the vet hospital in town. I'm gonna go find her. I know she's here. I don't know where her stand is, but I'm gonna go talk to her to see if we can help this cat. Cause the lady's just like, what's gonna leave it there? So if it's, I don't think it sounds like it's in that bad a shape. So I don't, she needs to go give it some water and some food. So I'm just gonna take you guys with me and try to find my friend. I'll show you guys the fair. Let me go down this way first. Oh, there she is. I can see her tent from here. Sorry, that's a little crazy. Just closing all the legs up. Check out all these Legos. Sorry, my stream was cutting out. Yeah, so I got to. I talked to her about it. She told me where she could take the cat. So I gotta send her a message again and make sure that she takes it. All right. Now it's on her. Now I don't know where I should set up. I'm gonna go find a shady spot. I'm not gonna set back up here. But yeah, anybody, I don't know if there's anybody here anymore. But if you guys come back, I'll try to get a better spot. Look at that dog. They said, please don't bring your dogs here. And then on the main picture for the festival, they had somebody walking their dog in the picture. I thought that was a little hypocritical. Church people, the cops.
Yes.
Setting up right here. Is anybody in the videos? Sorry for skipping out so many times. What's up, Tessa? Thanks for coming back. Looks like it's working. Didn't have anybody in here though. Played a couple more conversations going. Hope my audio is working okay. Looks like it. I should have told those people there was a place down there. Can I ask you a few questions for my video? Yeah, the one lady was saying there's no options, but most places here have 1 or 2 vegan options, and then my friends down there, it's all vegan. Just turn this. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my video?
We're just taking a little break here. We're good. Thank you.
Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube video? Can I ask you guys some questions for my video?
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Here, you can use this mic.
Okay.
I'm talking to there. So nice to meet you. I'm Jake.
Hi, nice to meet you, Jake.
So how do you feel about animals?
We like them.
Yeah. Yeah, you like animals?
Yeah.
You guys have any pets?
Yeah, we have a cat.
You have a cat?
Yeah.
So would you agree that our pets have their own personalities? They can be like happy and sad. And,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. How do you feel about the animals that we exploit?
I mean, I'm obviously against it.
Yeah. You're against like animal abuse and
Yeah.
taking things from animals. Do you think that when we eat animals or we take things from them, like milk or eggs, we can be respecting them?
I mean, probably not, but like I also eat eggs. I'm not a vegetarian, so I'm kind of like in the middle.
Right. So do you know what vegan is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So vegan is most people think it's just a diet, but it's more than a diet. It includes not eating any animal products or things that come from animals, but it also extends to like clothing and other products that are like tested on animals, right?
Yeah.
So to be vegan is a stance against animal exploitation.
Okay.
So if it sounds like you want to respect animals, right? All animals, what would stop you guys from being vegan?
I mean, honestly, I enjoy meat too much. I don't think I've ever really tried anything that I've been like, oh, this is.
Yeah.
Like I've tried like. Yes. But I guess I've just never really found anything that I'm like, oh. And unfortunately, like, we grew up eating meat, so it was like a standard for us, I guess. So it's hard to, like, if you grow up a certain way, then to stop that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a habit. Okay, well, I appreciate that. So there's a lot of places here that have vegan options, and then there actually, if you go down there further, there's a vegan, like, cafe, and it's all vegan stuff. So if you were in the animal's position, how fast would you want things to change?
I mean, probably pretty fast, yeah.
Yeah, you agree that like each animal is like their own individual?
Yeah.
Like they all have their own experiences, right? So I can share a little bit of information here with you if you want to take a picture of my folder there. There's a lot of links on the bottom. They'll show you, kind of what happens with the animals and some about health. Bottom ones are about religion. So if you're religious, that one's pretty interesting.
Sounds good. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Have a good day. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, is there anyone in here now? Hoping some people come back. All right, cool, yeah. Awesome, finally loaded. Yeah, it took me a while. Yeah, I kept going in and out because I was talking to the other people trying to get things taken care of with that cat. So hopefully she just takes the cat out there and we can help it. But yeah, if she's gotta clean the wound out and cover it up. So yeah, I hope the cat's okay. I'm gonna be worried about it. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube? Can I ask you a couple questions for my YouTube?
No, thank you.
Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube?
You want to be on YouTube?
Can I ask you a couple questions for YouTube? It's just about animals.
You'll find a lot of people that want to talk to you.
Yeah,
Good
thanks.
luck today.
How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a few questions? He's not paying attention. Yeah, I'm in a better spot now. It's shady over here, so. How you doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube? How you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Depends what questions are.
It's for my YouTube. It's about animals.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys like animals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm live streaming right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we like animals.
Do you guys eat animals?
I guess we do.
I guess we eat cows we don't know. Yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. Do you know any cows?
Well, I knew many cows by number at a dairy.
Right,
but
yeah.
I didn't know them by name.
Right. So do you think when we're taking things from animals and including their flesh, do you think that we're respecting them?
Well, a lot of animals are grown for the purpose of eating, but you can respect them in the sense of being thankful that they're available for you to eat. But of course, you don't really need to eat animals.
Right.
Yeah, we can get full proteins through rice and beans.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm aware of that.
Right. So you guys do you want to respect animals? Do you want to respect all animals? Like, what would stop you guys from living vegan?
Oh, I don't know. Time and money. What would stop you from eating vegan? I know people.
Yeah.
No, I think it's probably rationalization and and a life year of 73. Like I said.
Yeah.
So you have a whole life behind you of not doing that. But
sure, but you can change, right? Like
I've eaten a lot of vegetables because I lived on a mini farm where I was growing vegetables. So yeah, I mean I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I guess we'd have many fewer cows.
Right. Yeah.
And also even adults don't really need milk.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, who's the milk for? You know.
Well, it's because of recipes.
Well, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. The milk's made for a baby cow. It's not made for us. You know. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So there'd be many fewer cows if it were for the fact that we eat them.
Yeah. Have you guys tried any other the milk alternatives like soy or
I don't like
coconut
them particularly, but
like
if I didn't
milk.
know about milk, I suppose I could be using them.
Yeah. My favorite's walnut milk. So it's kind of hard to find, and so it might be a little more expensive than some of the other ones, but it's really tasty. So
I noticed the protein content may be about half or 3/4 of cow's milk.
Yeah. If you get soy milk though, it actually has more protein. So there's different alternatives for whatever kind of like macros you want. Almond's got a lot of good fat in it.
Okay.
Like I say, I think we're informed. It's a matter of rationalization and
put yourself in the perspective of the animal, you know, like each one's their own individual. So like how fast would you want things to change if you were an animal, like going through that slaughterhouse?
Generally, they don't know too much except that last moment of bewilderment. But they wouldn't even be grown. Many animals wouldn't even be grown if it weren't for the tack that we're using.
Right.
So we'd see our ungulates would be deer. They wouldn't be, there'd be very few cows. Well, there'd be natural cows.
Right, exactly. Yeah, most people don't realize
go to
that.
parks
Like,
and
just
see
think
the
they're going to be
cows.
overpopulated or something like that. So,
Yeah.
and they miss that whole, the beginning step where we're bringing them into existence just for our benefit. So, like, even if we give them a good life from the very beginning, we're doing something wrong, you know, morally, if you look at it like that.
I know.
Yeah, we're aware of how much land is used for grain to feed animals that could go directly to other.
It's not efficient.
Yeah.
It's like 80% of the land, and we get 20% of the calories. From
Like I say,
it's
it's too easy to go on doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And of course, if you get lazy as you get older and don't want to cook yourself.
So I got some information on my folder there. If you want to take a picture, that's my channel. You can watch back our conversation or see other conversations like it. And there's links that will show you all sorts of different things.
What background is
Lagatare. It's Italian.
Oh yeah, her background's Italian.
Cool. Sicilian Italian.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are people.
Very
Never
cool.
been there, but
I think there are people
Yeah, me neither.
in Rome, but
I don't know.
Not too far. It's right there.
Yep.
Awesome. Very nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for chatting.
Yeah, thank you. All right, that was a good one. Thanks for being here. Should be able to get some more. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, thank you.
Was the audio better on that one? You guys could hear them, right? How you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
No, not today.
Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Sorry, we got the little kid.
How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
No, I'm good. What's it about? Okay, I'm just curious.
It's about animals.
Okay.
Yeah? Can I ask you a few questions?
You got Peyton?
It's a live stream.
Oh, okay. No, I don't. I'm not. I don't like animals, but I probably wouldn't be very good for your content. But anyway, thanks.
All right, sure, thanks. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube live stream?
Oh, wow. No.
No?
Thank you, though.
All right, thanks. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Oh, I don't like to be on camera, but thank
Oh, that's all right. Can I ask you a few questions?
How you doing, Mary? YouTube.
It's just my name. I'm asking people about animals. You got a few minutes?
Yeah, I got a second.
Yeah, you can talk into this mic if you want. So I'm Jake. I'm an animal rights activist. Do you think animals deserve rights?
Yeah, I guess there's like some form of right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like we've got God-given rights, so why not? Right?
Yeah, God-given rights. Okay, so like, how do you feel about the way that we exploit animals?
I think it's shit.
It's shitty. Yeah. So do you eat animals?
I do. I mean, I do. I do, and I feel bad about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you think when we're eating them and we're taking things from them, we're respecting them?
No, not like we should.
Yeah.
You know,
All right. Yeah, I really appreciate that.
We don't use things like, you know, at the very least, use the whole thing. We don't even
Right.
do that,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
You know, we don't even like they don't even respect them. You know, as they're alive. You know, so
Yeah.
like even with like the food they give them, unless they're raised right, which I try to do. I try to get the ones that were raised right with good lives.
Right.
You know, at least some,
Even
I
if we
find
give them a
some
good
still-
life, though, like, do you think it's okay when we're like taking them out at like a fraction of their life? Because a lot of those animals could live a
I
lot.
think not like that. I don't think they.
Yeah.
I don't think the methods they have are right. No, I think there's ways of doing it, but I mean, I know they get up in the masses, you call it the masses and all that.
Yeah.
I get they have that issue, but I don't know. There's always a workaround, but ultimately it's money for those people.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
So-
we're all caught in it.
You'd agree that we could just survive off of plants, right? Yeah.
I actually went vegetarian for a while, and but I couldn't because I needed to. My body needs like the nutrients from food, so I couldn't.
Yeah. Okay, that's
But,
interesting.
yeah.
Most people, when they stop eating animal products, they normally don't eat enough, because when you eat more plants, it's got more fiber and more water, so it fills you up more.
Obviously,
So then people aren't getting all their calories because they're not eating enough, like volume. So what would stop you from trying to live vegan? Because it sounds like you want to respect all animals. Even vegetarians, they still take things from the animals. So
it's money, man. Honestly, dude, I'm like living, paycheck to paycheck, and and less than that. So like,
what if I could help you with a plant-based diet that would even save you money? Then would you be more open to doing it?
I would try it.
Yeah.
Of course, that would be something that would be like triable.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. I appreciate that. So just think of it from the perspective of the animal. If you were in their position.
I see the chickens go by that are like smushed together, like they're like they're cardboard boxes, and they're not. It's like you hit the freaking heart with it. Man.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to see that stuff.
God,
so we shouldn't be paying for it, right?
Yeah, no, and that's why I don't eat the fast food. I don't support that. I take the measures at the very least.
Yeah, but then even when you go out to eat somewhere at a restaurant, it's not fast food. You don't know exactly where they're getting the stuff.
And that's why what I mean. You gotta eat at home, man. You can't, you gotta eat at home because you don't know what they're putting.
Yeah. Or just choose the plant-based option, because then you know that there's no animal product in the plant-based option, right? Yeah. So I can share some information here with you.
Take a picture of it. I see my aunt cousin over there, bro.
Yeah.
So we can take a picture quick.
Take a picture, and you can reach out to me on YouTube or TikTok there. And
you got a cheaper way, man. That's something else.
Yeah. Check out some of these films, and Challenge 22. They can send you stuff like recipes and stuff every single day. You can talk to a nutritionist through them.
Yeah.
And they can set you up with a meal plan. So talk to them first and try to get set up. And if you need any help, then just reach out to me and I'll help you.
Yeah, man. Because I'm all about plants. I'm all about dude. I take CBG, CBN, everything. Turmeric, all my plants.
Yeah. Exactly.
I load up on my botanicals when I can. So it's only kind of like. I have stomach issues too, so that would probably help.
Yeah, definitely. So it was good meeting you. Yeah.
Have a good one, man.
You too. What was your name again?
Alex, man.
Alex, yeah. Jake. All right, that was a good talk. What's up, Jimmy? Thanks for being here. Only got a couple of people in here. I had to stop earlier, and it was kind of messing up, and everybody left. So now, thanks for Thanks for coming back, whoever's in here. Or thanks for joining now. Had a couple of good conversations. Over in the shade now, so people are more willing to stop. Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube? It's about animals.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. You can hold the mic if you want. That's yours. So I'm Jake. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. How do you like animals?
Love animals.
You love animals?
Yeah.
Do you love all animals?
Yeah.
Yeah? How do you feel about the way that we exploit animals?
Not good about it.
Yeah, you don't like it?
Mm-mm.
You're against animal abuse?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, me too. So do you think that when we're eating animals and we're taking stuff from them, we're respecting them? Or do you think that there's abuse in that industry?
I think it's dependent. I think that major farm corporation, like factory farming, is inherently exploitive, but I do think that there are people on a smaller scale, if we're hunting ethically, especially to help population cull or whatever, and you're using the entirety of the animal and you're doing it in a respectful way, I think it can be done in an ethical manner.
So do you think that you would agree with like cats or dogs? Like,
No. But I also understand cultural differences in different countries are,
right.
you know,
So what's really the difference? Is that just like cultural, or is there anything else that you think?
essentially, I think
why we do that?
food plays a major portion in like cultural expression and cultural diversity. And I
Sure.
don't think it's fair for me to comment on cultures. I'm not essentially part of. I was a vegetarian for 8 years. I actually ended up having major digestive issues because of it, so I had to slowly reintroduce small parts of meat. But I try to shop local when I can and source as ethically as I can.
Right. Okay. So do you think even if we give them a good life, that when we're taking them out like at a fraction of their life, it's respectful, or we're
No.
bringing them into existence for our
Not
benefit?
necessarily. I eat a lot of wild game though,
Yeah.
like more venison, rabbit, that kind of thing.
So you said like population control. Do you think there's other ways we could control a population besides just killing them?
For sure. I mean, in different climates where it makes more sense to introduce naturally predatory species to that environment to help population cull, it wouldn't necessarily make sense in a suburban area like that to take that kind of measure, but
Yeah.
I would rather they be used than just hit by a car or spread disease and die slowly and painfully that way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds like you said you want to respect all animals, right? You were vegetarian for a while. You're aware that they still like take things from those animals, right?
Yeah.
In those industries. So, you know what a vegan is?
Yeah.
Like, what would stop you from living vegan if you wanna respect animals? Do you think that's the best way to respect them?
I think it's more black and white, but my family is Native American, so definitely my relationship with food and the environment on that aspect is a lot different than other people's would be, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. So you agree that if you're hunting, it might be less, as you know, not as bad as factory
Yeah.
farming. But then if we have a third option that's just not killing the animal and just eating plants, do you think that that's better than hunting? Morally?
Morally, I suppose. I think that as far as hunting goes, as long as you're doing it in a way that you are fully using whatever you're hunting for and using it in a way that is respectful and you're taking the time to acknowledge the impact of your actions, I think that it's definitely, because they're like big trophy hunters, but outside of the moral implications of factory farming, you're getting into environmental factors and public health factors, and you're not really controlling what's in food. And I think that there is, it's a bit more nuanced of a discussion than a lot of people like to think it is.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm out here just trying to raise some
No,
awareness.
I respect it. I have nothing against it. It's just
Yeah. I mean, you got benefits for your health.
Yeah.
There's benefits for the environment, but then if you look at it from the perspective of the animal, like how fast would you want things to change if you were an animal in that situation?
Put everything in there.
Like, even if they respect you through your life and you have a good life and they treat you really nice, if you were that animal.
Morally unethical for other predatory animals to hunt for their food. I mean, there's ultimately a food chain where they would be prey animals regardless of who hunted.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that, other animals, killing other animals is moral either, but they don't really have a choice like we do, They can't really think about, the effects of their actions like we can. We can see all the different, things that it affects.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just go to a grocery store, me and you, we go to a grocery store, you can choose an animal product or you can choose a plant-based product. So
I try to have a pretty decent mix. I like meat. I'm not going to say I don't. I enjoy the taste. I like cooking. I like trying new things.
Right.
I've always
That's good. That'll help if you want to be vegan, because then you can just try all the new vegan stuff,
I've cut dairy out of my diet, but that's a dietary issue.
Well, that's good. See, your body's already telling you that you probably shouldn't be consuming that, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different. I know some people benefit from a high iron diet, and that's what works best for them. And some people...
I mean, they might be getting a lot of iron, but they're probably getting a lot of other stuff that they might not want. And,
that's why you should shop local or...
and you can get iron from plants, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
And on a sea moss kick. It's not very good, but, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I gotta pop, because we gotta store everything before I gotta go to work.
Okay.
It was a pleasure talking to you, though.
Yeah, you too. Man, can I share some resources there? Just take a picture of my folder, and you can check out my channel. And those resources, there's a really good resources down there. They'll tell you about what happens to the animals, your health, and the bottom one's about religion a little bit. So you might find that interesting. So you should see it. All right, he was a little open-minded at first, but I don't know how receptive he was towards the end there. Yeah, food chain. How you doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube video? No. Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube video? So I talked to the hot dog guy in town. I've been planning on going over to his stand one day and giving out like plant-based dogs, possibly showing Pignorant. But I went over and I talked to him. I saw him behind his little trailer, and he was like, he had a trash can in front of him and was dumping water on his head. He was like overheating. So I had checked on him and asked him how he was doing, and he was just telling me about how busy he was. And he was being like super nice, and I slipped him one of the zines, asked him if he had any or was going to add any plant-based products, and he said once they open their like brick and mortar place, he's going to add some. So they're planning that now. But yeah, he gets lines like all the way down the block for just hot dogs. How you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions? Rick and Morty. That reminds me of Chip. I don't know how old a lot of these people are. There's a lot of like older kids walking around, and I don't want to talk to them because I feel like they're under 18. They're just by themselves. How are you doing? Can I ask you a few questions?
No.
Can I ask you a few questions? Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel? How you doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel? Look at that dog.
I was trying to figure out who was who. I was trying to watch the people so they didn't walk right in.
Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel? Thanks, have a good day. Can I ask you guys some questions for my YouTube channel?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on the questions.
Oh, baby.
What's up?
All right. You guys wanna go first? All right. Take a step back real quick. How do you like animals? You don't know?
I don't know if you like animals.
Do you have any pets?
Yeah, I have a dog.
Do you have a dog? I have a dog too. Would you agree that your dog can be happy or could be sad?
He's always happy.
He's always happy, right? He has a good life. Yeah. How do you feel about farm animals? Have you ever met any farm animals before? Any?
I think so. It would have been a long time ago.
Yeah. Do you know what farm animals that you met? Have you met any chickens or cows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cousin owns a farm, like a small farm.
Oh yeah. What kind of animals do they have?
Goats, cows.
Goats.
Chickens.
Nice. Do you like them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you eat them? No, you don't eat any. Do you eat other chickens or?
I don't think they eat the chickens.
Yeah, not their chickens on their farm, but do you eat other chickens though sometimes? Yeah. Do you think that if we want to respect animals, that it's okay? Do you think the animals would want us to be eating them? No, probably not. Okay. So I'm just gonna I'll let you go now. I'm just gonna say one more thing. When you're eating, you can choose between animals or you can choose plants. And if you eat more plants instead of the animals, then you can save some of those animals their life. Does that sound like a good idea? Yeah. So I'll let you go now. When you talk to your mom, just tell her that you want to eat plants now instead of animals, okay? All right. Thanks for talking to me. Bye. That was kind of weird because her mom like walked away. But I don't like want to talk to the kids. I'm trying to talk to their parents. So like that was kind of really weird. I don't care if the kids are like, yeah, I want to talk. I'll ask them a question or two, but then it's like I kind of direct my questions to the. Yeah, you want to go next?
Yeah.
All right. Here you go. You can hold that. You can talk into that. I got my mic right here. So, do you like animals?
Yes.
Yeah, you like animals too? So do you know any farm animals?
Cats.
You like cats?
Yeah.
They're your
Cats
favorite?
are farms.
Cats are at farms? Like barn cats?
Yeah, little baby cats.
Little baby cats?
Yeah.
Have you ever met any like cows or chickens or goats?
I've never been to a farm.
You never been to a farm, no? Would you ever want to go to a farm?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you like cats. Do you like dogs?
Yeah, I have a pet dog at my house.
Yeah.
It's too hot for him.
Yeah, it's too hot for him out here. Yeah, mine too. Mine's home. He likes to sit in front of the AC. So, do you eat any animals?
I mostly eat chicken nuggets because they're yummy.
Yeah, chicken. That's what you said. That was your sister, right? Or-
Yeah, she's my sister.
Yeah. Cool. She said she eats chickens too. So, do you think that when you're eating the chicken, you're respecting the chicken?
No.
Yeah. Do you think the chicken wants to be eaten?
No.
Probably not. Yeah. So that's what I thought. And I like all animals, even chickens and cows and pigs. So I decided to not eat them anymore because I thought the best way to respect animals was to not eat them. So that's why I'm out here just talking to people, seeing if they like animals too. Maybe they want to stop eating them. So what do you think about that? Okay. Yeah. You think maybe you could eat more plants instead of animals? No. Do you want to eat more animals? Yeah. Well, what about that dog? We wouldn't eat a dog, right? No. Yeah. But why do we eat? Yeah, but why are cows and why are chickens?
Because they're not pets.
They're not. You don't have a pet one, but could they be?
No.
No, you don't think so? What's so different about them?
They're not furry.
They're not furry? What if they were?
Because they would be a pet.
Then they would be a pet? Have you ever met any rabbits?
Yeah, there's a lot in my front yard.
Yeah. Did you know that some people like to eat them?
Yeah, they're disgusting. Even though I've never tried them before.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
They're too cute to eat.
Yeah, you wouldn't eat one of them, right? What if you saw a really cute chicken?
I would try to find it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to eat it though, right?
Chickens are ugly.
Chickens are ugly.
Yes.
I think you should ask your mom. Say, ask her if she can show you some pretty chickens, some big fluffy chickens, because there are some out there. So I just think maybe you haven't seen them yet.
The chickens are not fluffy. They have feathers.
Yeah, they do have feathers, but some of them have like really fluffy feathers. They got really fluffy heads sometimes. Have you ever seen one of those chickens?
No.
No?
I've seen really fluffy kangaroos.
Yeah, kangaroos?
I held like baby kangaroos yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. I don't know if I've ever seen a baby kangaroo.
It was at my camp.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, you like them. You wouldn't eat a kangaroo, right?
I wouldn't. They're so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
Fluffy too.
just, right? We both have our own mic. So, yeah, just in the future, just know, like, if you want to respect all the animals, then we should try to eat more plants, probably.
I don't like plants.
No, you don't like them? You just got to try different ones, maybe.
Shouldn't actually like you.
Yeah,
I don't like meat. I like chicken nuggets with barbecue.
yeah. So try, there's plant-based nuggets. They taste just like regular chicken nuggets, but they didn't have to, you know, they didn't have to use a chicken. Yeah, they didn't have to grow the chicken, and you know, a lot of the chickens get treated badly, and we don't want the chickens to be treated badly. Even if they're ugly chickens, you don't want them to be treated badly, right? You still want them to be happy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because they can be happy and they can be sad, just like our cats and dogs, right?
I want them to be happy, but they're ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. So do some research and see if you can find any cute, fluffy chickens, okay?
I don't have my computer.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, just next time you have it, or ask your mom, okay? That I'm gonna give you some homework. That'll be your homework, okay? Try to find some cute, fluffy chickens.
When I'm at school, I find cute and fluffy stuff to screenshot as my background.
Yeah. Maybe you'll want to do it with a chicken if you find a good picture of a cute chicken. Sound good? Then if you find a cute chicken, then maybe you won't want to eat them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fluffy.
Yeah, exactly. See, you don't want to eat that, right? No. It was nice meeting you. Bye. Oh man, thank you. Nice assignment. Yeah, her mom is right behind me. Her mom chimed in for a second, said she doesn't like to eat meat either. When she said, I don't like to eat plants. She's like, she doesn't like to eat meat. So I told both of them to tell their mom that they want to eat more plants. So hopefully they do that. Yeah, chickens are awesome. She's just never met one. She doesn't know. That was like that one lady said the one time, I only eat ugly animals. That was funny. That was like one of the first days I was out here. Can I ask you guys a few questions? How am I back in the sun again? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Oh, no, thank you.
Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel? I'm worried about the cat. Let's see if she sent me any other messages. She didn't message me again. She said she tried to contact them this morning and couldn't reach them. So now, hopefully, she took them there. I'll probably call them after my live stream and see. How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube?
Sure.
All right, great. You want to hold that mic? I'll stand over here. So I'm Jake. How do you like animals?
I love animals.
You love animals, yeah. Do you love all animals?
Yeah.
Yeah, or just certain ones. Like what comes to mind? Yeah. Dogs.
Dog.
So you would agree that your dogs have their own personalities, right?
Absolutely.
And they can be happy, they can be sad.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about the animals that we exploit, that we use for our benefit?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat meat, so
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's kind of like just like the cycle of life in a way. Like I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of how things ended up.
It's definitely a controversial topic.
Yeah. But does it have to be the way that things are? Like, do you have to eat meat and animal products?
No,
like, you would agree that we can eat plants, right?
Absolutely.
So it sounds like you want to respect all animals, right? So what would stop you from living vegan?
I mean, just have to eat vegetables all the time. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I've tried like eating like vegetable alternatives, like veggie, vegan alternatives, meats and things like that. And I tend not to like them too much. I don't know.
Yeah. There's like the veggie burgers and stuff like that. I don't really like the veggie burgers either. Black bean burgers, I do like them a little bit more. But yeah, there's different alternatives though, right? For all those things. So most people think living vegan is just a diet, but it's actually more than that. So it includes the plant-based diet, but it's vegan is a stance against animal exploitation. Yeah. So no matter what aspect, as much as possible, at least. So if we have other alternatives instead of like leather and fur and wool, then we should buy those.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do agree with that. Like, if it's something that like I do try to contribute as much as possible aside from the food. Obviously, that's a big one.
Yeah. Most people already have done it with like the clothing and even with bath and beauty products. You can get like the cruelty-free stuff and the vegan stuff there. Most people use that sometimes too, or a lot of the time. But then when it comes to food, like what is it about food that you think stopping you from making that change there too? Because
I mean, just again, the vegan stuff, I just don't really like it.
Yeah.
It's too limited of a diet, in my opinion. I don't know. I see where you're coming from. But.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just your taste, really. Like, is that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think your taste is more important than the animal's life?
I guess it depends on how you look at it, but I mean, for the purpose of it's basically I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say, but it's basically a way of life, a civilization type thing. And I mean, what else would the animals be doing if we weren't, we're still there? Like, since the beginning of time, basically, we've been eating food.
Right.
I don't know, there's still, I think it comes back to like the food chain.
Yeah,
like,
the food chain.
Back to big animals eating little animals, like even if it's not related to humans.
So a lot of the domesticated farm animals, we bring them into existence ourselves, right? Like they're not really just out there mating.
No.
Like we bring them into existence. So if we were to stop doing that or do that less, then that population would go down, and eventually, hopefully, they would just be wild animals again.
But I think some of these farm animals wouldn't really survive as wild animals. It's one thing to take into consideration. They don't really like it.
Yeah, because we've
been domesticated since the beginning of time. Basically,
we've changed them so much. Yeah, they're not. We made those animals into what we want them to be. So we would almost like devolve them back to like how they were, I guess, more natural, right? So. I mean, it just seems like taste and convenience is like the two things that could make it a little easier for you, right?
Yeah.
I have some resources I can share with you if you want.
Sure.
You can take a picture of my folder here. So I have one or two more questions. How fast do you think? How fast would you want things to change if you were in the animals situation?
I mean, that's a loaded question, but I guess immediately, really.
Yeah. It's a good answer. I mean, you agree that
from a communal perspective, I don't really understand that. Like, they have personalities and emotions, but to the extent their intellect isn't quite as grand as understanding their captivity.
Sure. But you would agree when they're in line at the slaughterhouse and they can see the other animals and smell the blood and that they're not going to be happy in there, And when we buy an animal product, we're responsible for putting the next animal in line, So and it's the difference is just choosing between those animal products and then choosing plants. So they're there. A lot of the taste that we get from the animal products is just from seasonings and sauces. So try different things. You can go out, just like animal products, you can go get a crappy animal-based product meal, and then you go to a different restaurant and get a really good meal. Same thing with vegan stuff. You can go get a really crappy vegan meal from one place, go to a different place, and it's the best meal you've ever had. So be open about those things. It seems like you are. So so I'll give you those resources, and sounds like you might live vegan from now on.
Thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, thank you. You can just take a picture of it. You can watch back our channel there. I can give you like a little flyer here if you want this too. We'll kind of show you a little bit about. Some of those videos are about the animals, some are about your health, and the bottom one's about religion too. So you might find that interesting if you're religious.
All right. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. It's good talking to you. All right. Oh, I want to try to get this guy. How you doing, sir? Can I ask you a few questions? I like your glasses.
Thank you.
It's cool. Here, you want to hold this mic? So, how do you feel about animals?
I think they're cool.
Yeah.
I like animals.
You like
Try to
animals?
respect them.
Yeah. You try to respect all animals?
Yeah.
So, do you eat animals?
Well, yeah, I do eat meat. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that when we're eating meat or taking things from the animals, we're respecting them?
Maybe it's not always done humanely.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's terrible to if they die humanely, or if we're not raising them to slaughter, to still eat that meat, because that way it's not being completely wasted.
Yeah. So even so from the very beginning with a lot of the farm animals, do you think that we choose when to bring them into existence, or do you think that they get to choose for themselves?
I have no idea.
Yeah. So in the industry, they got to keep things moving, right? So time is money. So they choose for the animals, right? So we bring all these animals into existence just for our benefit.
Right.
So sometimes we'll give them a nice life, while they're here, but then all the animals, we take them out like at a fraction of their life, and again, that's just for our benefit too. So do you think that if you look at the whole picture, that you think that's still respectful?
Maybe not.
Like there is another option. Would you agree that we could just eat plants? We could survive and thrive off of a plant-based diet?
We could. I understand that there is plenty of alternative protein options.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it sounds like you want to respect all animals. What would stop you from making that change and living vegan?
It might I'm a diabetic, so it might make my diet a little bit complicated, but I'm open to trying new things.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I've seen some research that shows that a plant-based diet can help, like with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetic people. I've seen that it can like reverse some of those symptoms. So
That's cool.
yeah. So I appreciate you're really open-minded and you seem pretty smart. If you were to put yourself in the perspective of the animal, how fast would you want things to change?
Probably pretty fast. Freedom means a lot to me. So
Yeah, exactly.
They aren't exactly being given the option to live like how they want it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's their purpose? Like, what do you think an animal's purpose is to that animal? Like,
I'm not sure.
yeah. So, like, what would your purpose be? Like, you know what I mean? What do you care more about than like anything else? If you had to say one thing, like,
I mean, I want to be a successful artist.
right? Yeah. So, to be a successful artist, you got to be alive, right?
Yeah.
So I like to say that the one thing that most of us care about the most is our health and our life, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that if you're looking at it from the animal's perspective, that animal, the one thing that it cares about the most is its life, So even though they're not as conscious as us, they're still sentient, right?
Yeah.
They're still conscious to whatever extent that they are. And I think we should respect that a little bit more. So it sounds like that's what you want to do. So I have some resources here. Do you have any other questions for me?
What are some things you like to eat? I assume that you are a vegan and that you haven't completely gotten rid of protein. So how have you transitioned to veganism and replacing it, filling that gap with protein?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I eat a lot of tofu. That's probably one of the biggest substitutes. I eat a lot of nuts and seeds.
Okay.
Also,
That's great.
I don't eat as much grains as other vegans eat more carbs and stuff. I don't eat as much carbs. So you might want to do that as well if you're diabetic. I know if you eat excess carbs, that can be bad. So Yeah, that's the main thing. Tofu, tempeh, seitan is the other one. If you don't have a gluten allergy, because seitan is gluten, but that has even more protein than some animal products.
So it's seitan, tempeh, and what was the other one?
And tofu.
Tofu.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
So if you want to take a picture of that, that's
Sure.
my YouTube and TikTok. You can reach out to me on there if you need any help living vegan. And Challenge 22, they'll send you a challenge every day and help you live vegan, recipes and stuff. And you can reach out to a nutritionist to make sure you're getting everything that you need. Yeah, and some of the other ones are about health or religion, if you're religious at all. But yeah, it was really nice talking to you. What was your name?
Sweet. My name is Ryan.
Ryan? Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So what kind of like content do you do? I assume I'm like you're recording that, but
yeah, I'm just animal rights. I'm trying to speak up for the animals. I think they should have the basic right to live their life, and I think we're deciding for them. I don't think that's right, you know.
Yeah, I respect that.
So yeah, I just started my channel a couple months ago. So check it out. Subscribe to me. It means a lot now when I got, only a couple people. So
Yeah, man, sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
Are you local?
I am local, yeah. I don't know if it means anything, but I'm also a videographer. So if you ever want any kind of, maybe something more than a phone, I don't know what kind of project a professional camera would be warranted for, but if you want a business card, I can give that to you.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Definitely. Yeah, if you decide that you want to live vegan too, I'm trying to get volunteers to come out and do outreach with me and stuff like this.
Yeah, that could be cool.
So, yeah.
Get one of these out. Here we go.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
And your name was?
Jake.
Nice to meet you, Jake.
Yep. It's my channel. It's just my name there, so.
All right. Well, you take care.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Yeah, thanks. You too. All right, you guys like that? That was a good conversation there. Well done, thank you. How you doing, Anna? Hey, my brother's in here, or my dad. Actually, I can't tell who that is. They got the same name. Yeah, that's probably my dad. We had chickens. Yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. Yeah, I had to stop my stream a couple times because I talked to a lady earlier and she had an emergency with a cat. So I had to go talk to the lady from the vet that I know, and then I had to message the lady that has the cat and try to get her to take the cat to the emergency vet. So yeah, I was having problems with my stream, but now I'm back. How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube? So yeah, I've had a lot of good conversations, but a lot of kids, and having conversations with kids is like kind of throwing me off because it's not normally what I'm doing. But I think just in the moment when I was talking to those last girls, I think I did an okay job. Yeah, and the last guy had those cool glasses and was wearing some kind of funky clothes. How you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions?
Okay. No, thanks.
Let's see what time it is here. Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel? No? That's funny. Some people like get super nervous when I say that. She was like, oh no. Meanwhile, I only got like a handful of people here, so it's not that many people. How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a few questions?
friendly you are.
Okay.
How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a few questions?
No, thank you.
I should be getting some signs from We the Free soon, so I'll have something from them hopefully. But I should maybe just make another sign. I made one at first, but I tried to do other things to it, and then it didn't work right. So now I'm not using it. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
I don't think I want to be on YouTube, but thank you.
All right.
Well, I asked you how much space you need.
How you doing? Can I ask you a few questions?
No thanks, though.
It's just about animals. It's just a thought experiment.
I eat animals.
Right, yeah, that's what it's about. He said, I eat animals. I like your cutting board. Can I ask you a few questions? Looks like the one I got. Nice job. I got a new cutting board with like the butt ends that are all glued together. It's supposed to be good for your knife.
What you doing, buddy?
Can I ask you a few questions? Yeah.
What's up?
So, just my YouTube. I'm live streaming on my YouTube channel. Can I ask you a few questions about animals?
Sure, yeah.
How do you like animals?
Love animals.
Yeah, all animals? Do you have favorite ones?
I mean, dogs for sure.
Yeah.
If we're talking like, what am I really gonna see, right? But all animals, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you feel about the way that we exploit animals, like in the animal agriculture industry? Yeah.
Let me open that up a little bit. We were talking about this the other day, and it's, I know funny's the wrong word, but it's crazy how, like, they exploit your love of your child for, like, drive to this place and watch animals in cages.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I'll never do that. And then you have children and you're like, and I know how that comes off, but you just almost like want to make them happy. So you're just like, it's there already, so I might as well just go.
Yeah.
Also, like my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, so like I did the same thing one time. I went to like this dairy farm and I went and I saw like the baby cows that they just separated from their mother, and they were in like the little like igloo things that they put them in. They can barely fit in there, and they were all lined up. You know, it wasn't a bunch of them, but it was a smaller farm, but they had like maybe a dozen of them all lined up. And I got like a picture of myself there, like next, like petting this little baby cow or whatever. But then like I realized like later, like when I'm eating animals and I'm taking things from them, then I don't feel like I'm actually respecting them.
Yeah.
You know? So like there's none of those animals want what we're doing to them to be done to them, you know? So I think the best way to respect animals is just to leave them alone.
100%.
So do you know what living vegan is?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So not to cut you off, but
There you go.
I went vegetarian like 3 years ago, and I started watching these documentaries on it. I just wanted like a different way to get in good shape.
Yeah.
And I found out about this Indian guy that's a like world-renowned power lifter.
Yeah.
And he's straight vegetarian. I don't know if you've heard of him. And then they also interviewed. Thank you, buddy. They interviewed I want to say he was a ex-Navy SEAL who. Who's kind of is echoing what you said. He said he was always like petting animals and having this connection with them, and through the things that he saw in war and doing what he had to do, he came to this kind of epiphany where he felt like a hypocrite.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to save this animal, and then I'm going to save this person, but I'm not going to do this. And he decided to control what he could control.
Yeah.
Which was, he's just 100% going to not touch any animal.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had the same epiphany.
Yeah.
You know, one day I was there and I was just like, what am I doing? Like, it's like I gotta stop, and that's why I'm out here talking to people. So hopefully I can spark that moment for somebody else.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, if you really want to respect all animals, like, that's the best way to do it. So vegan is a stance against animal exploitation.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what, you know, the best I can in my life, I'm just trying to just avoid that. And it's actually really easy. Some people think it's hard, but it's.
His mom went vegan.
Yeah.
She's like in between.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you got to think of it from the perspective of the animal. You know, like, if you're in their situation, you'd want things to just change immediately. You know,
Or, since people are going to see this, the perspective of other people.
Yeah.
Treat everybody with kindness.
Yeah, that's the golden rule. You should treat everyone the way that you want to be treated, and I think that should include other animals too.
Yeah.
You know.
We talk about my daughter and I always how new study comes out that this animal is smarter than we thought.
Right.
That new study comes out that this.
Yeah, like, do you think that we're better than other animals?
We just catch
like,
up till there.
Yeah.
They just.
So a lot of people say that we're top of the food chain, and like, you know, we're way smarter than other animals, but that's not true. Like, there are some things that we can do better than other animals, but there's a lot of things that other animals can do way better than us.
Or let's say that's true. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
We all watch Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I'm gonna catch up with the family.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you.
You too. If you want to take a picture of my folder there, it's got a lot of resources you can check out that'll help you live vegan. And if you're local and you want to live vegan, then reach back out to me. And
cool. Yeah, I'm local.
I'm trying to get some vegans to come out and help, like, try to spread the word with me a little bit. So, but yeah, the benefits you get are, it's good for your health too, and it's good for the environment too. So, you know.
Yeah, it was crazy when I went vegetarian. I could run forever.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing. I was like,
yeah,
you don't
exactly.
feel like weighed down. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
It was definitely something everybody should try.
There's a lot of vegans that are like, they run like the marathons and the triathlons and stuff like that. Yeah, it's good for your longevity. Like, you know.
You're not keeping on that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice talking to you. See you, man.
Take care.
All right, another good conversation. I think I've had more good conversations than not good conversations today. She still hasn't messaged me again. I hope she took that cat there. Is that Steve? I just work with. It looks like him, but it's not. I definitely have seen some people that I used to work with go by, but I'm surprised nobody's come up to me yet since I've done my live stream. Somebody did earlier, but I wasn't streaming. Can I ask you guys a few questions? Can I ask you a few questions?
I'm with them. So
Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Oh.
Do you guys like animals? Yeah.
Oh, is it live?
Yeah, it's live.
Oh.
So do you guys eat animals?
Certain ones.
Yeah. So why do you think that we treat our pets so nice and then we eat other animals when we farm them? And do you think that when we're farming them and eating them and taking things from them, we're respecting them?
If you look at it that way, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up and stuff, it was pretty much, if you raised a farm, it was like you're trying to support your family, feed them.
Yeah.
But if you look at it like, if they're your pet or part of your family, you wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
So, I mean, it all depends on how you look at it, really.
Right. So it sounds like you guys want to respect all animals, right?
Yeah.
So what would stop you guys from living vegan? Do you think living vegan is the best way to respect animals?
Well, yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
I just,
Well, I don't know. I never tried vegan.
Yeah.
You eat vegan?
Yeah. Yeah, do you think you guys would want to give it a try? Yeah. Yeah, so imagine if you were in the perspective of the animal. Like, you'd want things to change, like, right away, right?
But now, my thing is, if you were surviving off the world, like out on, like out here, how would you technically go vegan? Like, if
Well,
you're surviving off the wilderness.
yeah, but we're not just surviving off the wilderness, right? We go to the grocery store. So we have those options. You can get the plant-based stuff or you can get the animal products. So if you were out in the wild and the only thing you could eat is an animal, then maybe you're gonna have to do that. But living vegan is just respecting the animals as much as you can. So
And I hate what they're doing to them right now, forcing them out of their own woods because they're demolishing all the woods and putting up houses and shit.
yeah, that's the biggest reason for like deforestation is to grow food for the animals that we eat. So if you eat less animals, then you're saving a lot of space. And so yeah, if you guys want, take a picture. That's my channel, and these are really good resources. They'll show you what happens to the animals. Challenge 22 will send you a challenge every day, recipes. You can talk to a nutritionist to make sure you're getting all the nutrition you need. Some of them show you about your health, and the bottom one's about religion. So check them out. If you guys want to live vegan, if you need any help, just reach out to me. I can help you guys. Thank you. You too. Hey, can I ask you guys a few questions? Yeah? Awesome. I like your shirt. You okay? Yeah, you both of you. You okay being in my video?
Yeah.
All right, you want to talk into this mic?
Sure.
So I'm Jake. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
So, do you guys like animals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like all animals?
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah. So, do you guys have any pets?
Yeah.
4 cats, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, do you think, would you agree that your cats have their own personalities?
Oh, absolutely, definitely.
Yeah. They have their own experiences. And
Yep.
So, how do you feel about the farm animals that we exploit and we use for our benefit?
I mean, I don't like how inhumane they do it. I understand having like a farm with like 2 or 3 cows to keep your family fed throughout the year, but the mass production of the farms and how they treat them, I don't really like that.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I thought too. But when I thought about it a little bit more, when we're just most of the time we bring the animals into existence when we want to, and then like some farms will give them a good life, but then we take them out for our benefit, and we're not considering the animal. Do you think that's exploiting them?
Yeah, I can see how that
I see how that is exploiting.
Yeah. So you agree that they're each their own individual, right? All the animals, even the farm animals. So do you think that we should consider them a little bit more than we do?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys know what living vegan is?
I've heard about it, but I haven't really looked into it much.
Yeah. Yeah, if I gave you some resources, do you think you guys would look into it a little bit more, possibly live vegan?
I don't know if I could do vegan, maybe vegetarian, but I don't know about vegan, but
Yeah.
I would definitely look into it.
You understand that when you're a vegetarian, you're still taking things from the animals, and in that standard procedure for dairy and for eggs, they kill the animals in those industries. It might not be the chick laying the eggs or the cow, they're taking the milk from, but in that process, when they breed them, the males aren't useful, so they normally get rid of the males when they're really, really young. So that's why living vegan is a stance against animal exploitation as much as possible. So it's more than just the diet, So yeah, another comparison that I like to make sometimes is like if somebody was like abusing women and they went from doing it 5 times a week and then they were just doing it like once a week. Do you think that would be good, or is that like just it's just not as bad, right? Yeah. It's kind of like that when we reduce eating meat. You know, it's not really a good thing. It might be better,
Mhm.
but they're still an animal. You know. So I had kind of a hard question, I guess. How many more animals should be exploited and used for you before you've changed? Like, should it be more than 0?
Yeah, it should.
It should.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your justification though? Just the convenience?
Yeah, convenience, I
Yeah.
guess.
You think you could be vegan though? Like,
If
Well,
I
that's
really,
just-
if I really put my mind to it, I think I could.
yeah,
Because I have thought about it before. My best friend she was vegetarian a couple years in high school, and
hmm
she would show me what she would eat and stuff. I mean, it tasted pretty similar, so.
yeah. I mean, once you go, if you were to go vegetarian, it's only like 1 or 2 more things that you got to give up, really. So
Yeah.
might as well just go the full vegan and just fully respect animals.
Yeah.
Because you can't really half respect animals.
Yeah, I
you know?
see where you're coming from.
So I'll share some of the resources here with you guys.
That's fine.
You can take a picture of this. It's got my channel, so you can see other conversations. And these are good resources here. They'll show you what happens to the animals. Challenge 22, if you want to live vegan, they'll send you a challenge every day that's like recipes, and you can talk to a nutritionist, make sure you're getting everything that you need.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's all free. What the Health and Game Changers are about your health, and Christspiracy is about religion. And they're all about living vegan and respecting the animals. So,
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that.
yeah, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you guys stopping and talking to me.
Yeah, of course. It was
So-
good to meet you.
You too. I'm Jake.
Rhiannon.
Awesome. Yeah, if you're local and you guys live vegan and you guys want to come out and help me do some activism, then reach out to me. And thank you. What's up, PJ? And Brett. Martin. Finally got some more people back in here. That's cool. Yeah, I've had some good conversations. More good conversations than bad, which is good. I didn't really expect that. I thought I was going to have a lot of really bad conversations, honestly. But yeah, they seem pretty open-minded. At first, she's like, I don't think I can do it. But then when I asked her again, she said, you know what? I think I can. So they just have to think about the animals a little bit more. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel? Probably do 1 or 2 more conversations. I don't know if I'm gonna do a full 3 hours today. I might stop a little bit early. I have some dogs at my house. I'm pet sitting, so I want to go spend some time with them. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel? Nothing. One lady came up to me earlier. She thought I was taking pictures and selling pictures. I probably should have just told her, yeah, sure. How you doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Do you really want to?
That's okay.
Like what kind of question?
It's just a thought experiment, just to make you think a little bit. It's about animals.
You gotta be ready.
Perfect. You can talk into the mic here. So, how do you guys feel about animals?
We love animals
I love animals.
Yeah. You love all animals?
for the most part.
Yeah. Do you eat animals?
Of course, we do.
Yeah.
Most people do. Not
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. The majority. So, do you think that when we're eating animals and we're taking things from them, that we're fully respecting them?
No, not really.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So, do you know what living vegan is?
Vegan, yeah, when you don't eat meat.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Or animal products.
yeah, vegetarian is when you just don't eat meat, but they still consume like dairy and eggs. A vegan it includes the diet, but the definition of vegan is a stance against exploiting the animals. So it includes the diet, and then it includes like any other aspects of your life. If you're vegan, you try to avoid animal products. You know, so if it sounds like you guys want to respect all animals, right? So what would stop you guys from living vegan? Would you agree that we could live off of plants?
We grew up on eating meat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've been
So did I,
around
right?
for a while.
Yeah. You've been around for.
Farm.
You might have been around a little bit longer than me, but that doesn't mean that you guys can't change, right? You guys can still change.
Some aspects of it, it's like the milk from dairy cows. That what other than raising their young, the milk is there to nourish people.
Do you think that the cow's milk is for us, or do you think the cow's milk's for the baby
It's
cow?
for the baby cow, but
Yeah.
originally, that's how it was meant to be.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the process, right? Of the dairy industry, they have to make the cow pregnant, right? And then they take the baby so we can have the milk.
Right.
So do you think that that's okay? Like,
See, I grew up on a farm, so I'm a little more we didn't abuse our animals in any way. We loved our animals.
yeah,
The small
it's
farm, yes.
Yeah, it was just a small thing.
right. When you're not directly like abusing them, punching them, or hitting them or anything, right? But when we bring them in for our benefit and then we take them out for our benefit, do you think that that's still exploiting them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. So when you grew up on a farm, did you had connections with those animals?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did they have names
When I
and
looked
stuff?
in the pig pen, my mom used to say, "Keep your toes back, because they'll bite you."
But your toes. Did they have names and stuff?
No, we didn't name our
You didn't name them?
our
Yeah.
cows. Had names.
Yeah.
They were just
So
milk cows. I mean, we didn't slaughter them.
so when they had a baby, what happened to that baby though? What if it was a male baby?
Well, they probably sold it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
what
they
happened from there?
Yeah.
We don't know.
went to the slaughterhouse.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, what would stop you guys from living vegan? It sounds like there's not really
Could you do it?
a justification. Yeah. I think you could do it, right?
I probably could do it
Your
if I
milk,
wanted to.
your glass
Yeah.
of milk you have every morning.
Have you tried any of the alternatives? There's like soy milk, oat milk.
You've had
Coconut
almond
milk.
milk already.
Yeah, the almond milk's pretty good.
We wouldn't hurt a cow if we drink their milk.
Well, and the
That
standard procedure is to force them pregnant and then take that baby,
Yeah, because after a while they lose dry.
and then when they can't get them pregnant anymore, they normally go to the slaughterhouse.
Right.
So they're just treated as a product. They're not really treated like they're not respected like an animal.
We loved our cows. I used to go to the barn and pet them,
Yeah.
scratch their heads.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to see them you don't want to be the reason that they're in those factory farms. And when you're buying milk, you're giving them more money to repeatedly impregnate more cows and take their babies. And so I thought about it more, and I was like, I really want to respect animals, all animals, and the best way to do that, I think, is to be vegan and just leave them off your plate. Then you're just not supporting those industries,
It's a lot involved there.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to learn.
I mean,
At the beginning?
just even with butter and
Yeah.
oil.
Yeah, there's some vegan butters. They use coconut oil, so it's not good for you. It's still healthy. It's healthy. You should kind of limit it, but
all the cheeses. There's different kinds of cheese. I know that.
yeah, cheese is one of the hardest things to find vegan, but there are some really good vegan cheese brands. but you have to pick and choose, like try different ones, because some of them are really bad and some of them are really good. So you got to kind of find the ones. But that's just like anything with animal products. You can find, animal-based products that are really bad, and then you go get it from a different brand, and it's like amazing. So it's the same thing with the vegan stuff. So I just have some resources here if you guys want to take a picture. You can take a picture. This is my channel, and these are some other resources. They'll show you what happens to the animal. Challenge 22 will it's like 21 days to break, or 22 days to break a habit. So they send you a challenge every day that has like recipes. You can talk to a nutritionist and make sure that you're getting everything that you need. Some of these other films are about your health, and then the bottom one's about religion. So if you guys are religious, that's a pretty interesting one. It's new, it just came out this year. And Game Changers, they're making a second one that's supposed to be coming out soon too. So
well, I appreciate it. You're getting the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's easier now than ever, and these industries, they try to hide what they're doing from us. They don't want you to see some of those films. Yeah.
The way our food is processed so much now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
Yeah.
That's and then you look at the ingredients list, you have no idea what you're eating.
Yeah.
That concerns me a little.
Yeah. Yeah, to the big industries, they will try to hide everything, and it's just about money to them.
It's their bottom line. Yeah.
They want it to be, have all the preservatives so it stays on the shelf for a long time, and yeah. So thanks for talking to me. You guys seem like very smart, open-minded people. So
try to keep thinking.
Try to be that way.
My dad, we didn't raise steers to butcher. He finally raised one, and then when it came time to butcher it, he really suffered because it was like a pet.
Yeah.
So I know what you're saying, and I know how my dad felt too, and he was a lifelong farmer, from little on me,
Yeah. Yeah, it's in all of our hearts, we all want to love animals and respect animals. So it's weird that we were all taught when we grow up to do the opposite.
Exactly what everybody's taught.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you very much. Sometimes it's hard to do this. Think about my pets that I've lost, that changed me. Another good conversation, though. Oh, it started VPNs doing the same. Yeah, so that's another thing I wanted to actually talk to some of the other streamers about. I think Jimmy said something one time about trying to coordinate better between us, because a lot of us have the same people that watch us, and it doesn't make sense to be live at the same time if we don't have to be. So, like the vegan stoner lady, Jimmy, Chip. I think if we try to coordinate streams, sometimes we could make sure we're not overlapping, All right, let's try to do one more here. How you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel?
Depends.
It's about animals. Oh, did you get that from the vegan cafe down there? No. Oh.
I'm not really an animal person, though.
That's okay. You don't have to be. It's just a thought experiment to get you to think a little.
No, I'm sorry.
No, all right, thanks. Can I ask you guys a few questions real quick? I like your shirt. She had a bunch of cats on her shirt. I am kind of being more selective with the people that I ask, so maybe that is why I'm getting better conversations though too. How you doing, sir? Good. Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel? No. How you doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube channel? I'm gonna try to do one more, and then I'm gonna go spend time with my dog and the other dogs. I just got 2 new dogs this morning that I'm watching, and they're a little bit. The one's a little bit like hesitant still of me, so I need to go like sit next to him for like an hour. Can I ask you guys a few questions? And I got to figure out what that lady did with that cat. I talked to a lady earlier, and she said that she had a cat that had gotten into a fight or something and had a hole in it, and it wasn't doing very well. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel? I'm next to the fertility agency in the church people. How you guys doing? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube? What? I don't know what you said. Jesus. There's a lot of crazy looking people out here in Hanover. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel?
No.
How you doing, ma'am? Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube? Can I ask you guys a couple questions for my YouTube channel? Most people are pretty nice today, at least. Can I ask you guys a few questions for my YouTube channel? I think they were on the phone. Whoops. I know I can do one more conversations here soon.
You've been to one. Thank you so much. When we went to Tennessee.
The work. How you doing? Can I ask you ladies a few questions?
About what?
About animals. It's for my YouTube channel.
Okay.
You want to talk into the mic?
Oh no, wait a minute. Are you gonna hold it or I hold it?
You can hold it if you want.
Okay.
So how do you feel about animals?
I love them.
You love them?
I dog sit. I love them.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love dogs.
Yeah. Do you only love dogs?
I just dog sit.
Oh, you don't
Other
own
people's
them.
dogs.
Okay, cool. So how do you feel about farm animals? The animals that we exploit?
Oh, I don't like exploitation.
Right, yeah. So, like, you're against animal abuse, right?
Absolutely.
Do you think that in when we farm animals and we're taking things from them, including like their
meat?
flesh, do you think that there's abuse in those industries?
You know, it's hard to say because back in the day, you know, when people had to eat, that was their only option was to kill fish and animals. So I cannot say anything about what has happened in the past, but I think the past just keeps carrying forward.
Yeah, right. So do you think we can change things now?
Absolutely. There's a lot of people that don't eat meat nowadays. Absolutely. I think the number's actually growing. You see more and more vegan restaurants, more and more juice bars.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Cool. So you want to respect all animals, right?
Absolutely.
What would stop you from being vegan yourself?
Probably habit.
Yeah, just that you're used to it. Yeah,
used to it.
Exactly. So do you think that if I gave you some resources that you might try it out for a little while?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Awesome.
Super open-minded.
You have a, let me take a picture.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just take a snapshot. A couple of these will show you what happens to the animals.
With the health film.
Yeah, Challenge 22 will send you recipes, and you can talk to a nutritionist. Make sure you're getting everything that you need. So that's if you want to live vegan, that's one of the best options. Those will show you about your health. The bottom one.
Are you Jake?
Yes, I'm Jake.
Jake, I'm Karen. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, I've got a picture of it. Thanks for all you do.
Great, thank you. That was super quick. Yeah, she was really cool. All right, I got time for another one, I think. There's one of my buddies I used to work with. He might come over. What's up, man?
Good.
It's good to see you, man.
What have you been up there?
Not much. You want to? I'm live streaming right now. Can I ask you a few questions for my YouTube video?
Why not?
All right. Cool. Here, you both can be in it if you want. It's up to you. So, how do you guys feel about animals?
I love animals.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If we can rescue all of them, we would.
Right. Yeah. So you guys love rescuing animals. Me too. So, how do you feel about the animals that we exploit and the animals that we farm?
That's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people that draw that fine line, and try to think of how to explain it, or how I would explain it, how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's necessary, but it's not necessary.
Right.
I do feel like we do overproduce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A lot of the animals and use them. But if it used to be the way it used to be way back when, where we just used them for necessity.
Right. Okay.
You know? Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, I think if you're in like a survival situation or something, then you can kind of justify it, right?
Yeah.
But we're not in situations like that anymore, right? We all just go shop at the grocery store.
Yes.
So.
Only soybeans too. I'm a sucker for tofu.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So.
I'm not the biggest fan, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll eat some of it as long as it's.
Try tempeh. You might like tempeh a little bit better. It's just like tofu, but sometimes it gets soak up the the sauce or the seasonings a little bit more. So yeah, if you want to respect all animals, what would stop you guys from living vegan? Then it sounds like you might be able to do that.
Unfortunately for me, I don't like the way it tastes too much.
Right.
If we could get rid of that, then I'd be good.
And if they could make it a better vegan cheese,
Yeah.
Cheese is across the whole board.
Yeah. So that was one of the hardest for me to find. If let's see, the Chow brand, you can I get it at Wise. I think you get it at Giant. Chow, the yellow cheese is best from the Chow brand. And if you want like white cheese, like mozzarella, Aldi has their own brand. It's called like Earth Grown, and they have really good vegan white cheese. So a lot of the other ones are really bad. Like I've tried a lot of them, and that's definitely one of the hardest things to find that's good.
It blew my mind when my cousin told me that Oreos are actually vegan.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, you think there would be like milk in it or something.
Did she tell you what?
A couple months back. I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oreos are vegan.
I love Oreos.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things too, like and like there's a lot of really good vegan ice creams, you know. So it's some of those things you would think it would be hard to substitute some of them, but some of them are like really good. I had this vegan ice cream one time. I started eating it, and I had to look at the label and double check. I was like, "There's no way. Like this tastes like regular ice cream." I was like, "There has to be milk in here," but you know, there wasn't. Like.
I'm a sucker too, but I get my coffee, especially the macchiatos. I get coconut milk instead of regular milk.
Yeah.
Because the milk just curdle my stomach.
Yeah, exactly.
But I adore coconut milk with my caramel macchiatos.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those alternatives are good. Yeah.
Honestly, you just gotta try the different choices.
Yeah, there's like 20 different milks like that are from plants, you know, like.
My brother drinks soy milk because he's lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
My mom, she used to drink the acidophilus that a major milk company used to carry. They stopped making it. She was stuck, so she tried oat milk, soy milk, and everything. But now we made the lactose-free whole milk. Thank goodness for that. She can enjoy milk again.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like we're not supposed to be drinking milk. That milk's not designed for us, right? That milk's coming from that cow. It's that, you know why that cow produced milk was for its baby. You know what I mean? We're not baby cows. So yeah, I decided
I agree with that.
last year, you know, I decided that if I wanted to respect animals and all animals, that I should just live vegan. So I stopped putting them on my plate, you know. That's the best way, I think, to respect them.
And as you said a little bit ago, that's very, very hard to do. So I do give you credit doing so.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's hard, and it's you got to learn some stuff at the beginning. You might have to sacrifice some time, and a little bit of money to try different products and stuff like that. But once you find some things that you really like, and you just got to think of it from the perspective of the animals, you know, because they're each an individual, and like look up the numbers that we kill these animals. Like it's crazy. It'll blow your mind. And
I believe it.
When you go to the store next time, or you go choose to eat around here, you can choose the plant-based product or you can choose the animal product. And when you pick an animal product, then you're responsible for, you know, making sure there's more animals in that line. So yeah.
It was very nice talking with you, and I think we should carry forth. But
yeah.
Thank you for interviewing us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. If you want to take a picture of my folder there's some more resources there. If you guys want to learn a little bit more, and it'll help you live vegan if you decide you want to. So check out my channel. Subscribe to my channel. You can see some more conversations like this and stuff. So how you been doing, man?
I'm good.
What's that? We're still there, yeah. Good.
Still doing the same spot.
Yeah.
That people are dropping off like crazy.
Really, yeah.
But that's mainly because of them, like they're hunkering down on all the like if you were late so many times.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
You get the points warnings.
Yeah.
And that's how they're terminating people now.
Yeah.
If you get too many warnings, that's it, you're gone.
Damn.
So.
Yeah. I figured once they sold it, everything was going to change.
Definitely.
So yeah, it was good seeing you guys.
You're still at the house on High Street?
Yeah. Yeah, come by sometime. Just hang out.
Yeah, man.
Take it easy. Seeing you guys. I'll make you guys some vegan food.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I met you when you had your party.
The party.
So I was there.
With hosting and running around with my head cut off, it's just a blur.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was like a year ago.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So yeah.
At least now you can actually officially put a name.
Yeah.
Face the name.
See ya.
See you guys. Yeah, so that was cool. I used to work with him. He was one of my guys that in the machining area. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. He's still there. He was one of the good guys. I hope they treat him better. But I'm gonna wrap up. thanks for tuning in. I'm Jake Lagatare. I was at the Hanover Snacktown Street Fair today. Had a lot of good conversations. More good conversations today than I have lately in the other live stream. So yeah, so thanks for being here, everybody. Sorry it cut out a couple of times. Now I got to go check on that cat, make sure that cat's okay. Go spend some time with my dogs. So yeah, see you guys next.